Kenny, you're on with Matt.
Hello.
Kenny Smith, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Welcome to the show. I appreciate your time. It's an honor as I got to give you an opening here at WSJU Radio, Mad Max Radio, St. John's University, Queens, New York, all the way live here from New York City as we have the legendary Kenny Smith, two-time NBA champion for the Houston Rockets, and of course broadcaster and host in his own show Inside the NBA. How are you doing tonight, Kenny?
I'm doing great. I'm sure you would rather have Chris Mullin or Mark Jackson on, but you take this talk.
You're from Queens, though.
Archbishop Malloy's finest.
Yep.
Left Rack City finest.
Left Rack City.
You know what? You know what's interesting? Because Coach Carnesecca was there when I was, being recruited. And he's like, Kenny, if you leave and you ever come back, you're going to come back here. I said, yeah, okay, Coach, I get it. He said, but why don't you want to come to St. John's? I said, Coach, I love St. John's, but I ride the bus by St. John's to go to Malloy. I can't imagine myself getting on the same bus every day to go to college. I just can't imagine. That's the reason I can't go here. I just can't do it. I couldn't imagine myself doing that.
What attracted you to UNC?
I think, obviously Coach Smith initially, it had everything for me. It had, schools say, oh, we have a great academic program. We have a great basketball program. We have a great campus. To me, it had all three. Mm-hmm. So just, it was something right out of like a movie. When you see movies about what the college looked like, mm-hmm. That's what it looked like. So I was like, man, this looks like a movie to me. And I was like, man, I want to be part of this movie.
And indeed you were, and you played alongside Michael Jordan. How did he make your game better from playing with him on that team?
Competition. I think his ability to compete and to make others compete, even though he wasn't obviously as great a player as he was when he got to the NBA, but his ability to compete, his insight and his dedication to the game is contagious. So I just love being around him. I just love being in the gym with him and around him and pickup and games and intensity. Like he has a New York attitude, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's got a New York attitude. So for me, it was not abrasive at all because I'm around more abrasive guys than he is. So it was like a breath of fresh air playing with a guy who had that bravado, because that's what I was accustomed to, but just guys were never as good as him.
How'd you feel about The Last Dance?
I loved it, but I was surprised. Surprised in the fact that he allowed himself to be so vulnerable. And finally just gave us an insight on who he was, as a basketball player. So I was surprised at that. But I was happy, because I don't think you want to carry all of that inside of you. So I got a chance to release it and, really tell his side of the story.
Hmm. What was something that surprised you most while watching that docu-series?
Nothing surprised me except for the candor. Everything he said, I kind of, yeah, that's Michael. Yeah, that's Mike. So, we played together one year, but, in the summers we see each other a lot. But, yeah, that's him. But the candor of which he did it surprised me.
Mm. That was definitely something that people needed over this whole coronavirus and quarantine thing going on now. How are you and your family during this time?
Everyone's fine. We're all healthy. We've had some brushes with it. Of course, I have no friends. I know, condolences to all the St. John's family, all the St. John's players that were affected by it, that passed away. I knew them. Knew those guys. I knew their families. I knew a couple of their kids. So that was heart-wrenching to hear that. But in all, my immediate family, everyone's been safe.
And that's great. That's important, especially during this time. I know I've heard you speak about the NBA returning, and you just feel as though it isn't safe. And you don't even think it could possibly start, even though there's a set date. Is that right?
Well, we know it's a set date. We know it's going to happen. But the safety measures we just have to be optimistic about because we get information every day that's different,
Yeah.
Sometimes it contradicts each other, you know, even from our highest officers, it contradicts what we hear from our medical high officers, so everyone is like, what really works, what really doesn't. Sure. So, and we know that it's the most contagious virus that we've seen in our lifetime. We know it's the most deadly in our lifetime. So I just pray and hope that all of these things are done with the accuracy and the measures are done with all the right intentions.
Yeah, I hope things get better soon, and that the players don't really get affected by this COVID-19 that's going around. And it's safety first. It really is. And I know Adam Silver was saying that he wouldn't have a problem shutting down the league if he had to.
Well, he's done it before, and he's proven he has. And so hopefully the precautions that they have in place will be, detailed enough that actually we can use some of those in the regular work and not outside of a bubble.
It's important for people to wear their mask too. That's an important issue.
Important issue, and even if you don't believe that that's an important issue, why wouldn't you just exercise the thought of precaution? Like, it's not going to hurt you to wear it. You know what I mean? It's not.
No.
It doesn't do anything if you do wear it, but it could do something if you don't wear it. So, to not be selfish because you've heard some different information, which is fine, but we're going to exercise on the thought of precaution. I can wear a mask and be a half a degree hotter than I normally am. I'm okay with that. I'm cool.
I am too, and it's important. Like you said, it's a matter of selfishness if you don't wear a mask. You don't want to put anyone else in harm's way because of this thing.
But even if we're wrong, even if the people like us who believe that it is, and we're wrong, how did it hurt?
Yeah.
It only hurts if you don't wear it and we're right.
Exactly. Exactly right. Big thing, and I know this is a big announcement that you have that you came up with over this quarantine and COVID-19 pandemic is the Jet Academy. How did you come up with this for the virtual basketball camp?
Well, I was sitting here during the pandemic and social distancing and saying, what am I going to do with my kids? And, my camp was canceled. I have a camp in North Carolina, canceled, 700 kids. My own son's camp that he goes to were canceled, my daughter. I said, why should your development stop because of a pandemic?
Yeah.
Why? So I created the first virtual online basketball academy where you go on and I have Victor Oladipo, Trae Young, Kemba Walker, all All-Stars, WNBA MVP, Breanna Stewart, Brittany Griner, NBA All-Star. And we become your personal trainers live. That's what's differentiated, is live for an hour and a half a day. We become your trainer, and that's your camp. And we give you an inside look on what they do and how they do it. And the one thing, again, you can upload videos while you watch. You can ask questions while you watch. That's differentiating.
This is definitely a game changer, and it's a great thing that you're doing for the kids around the world and the teens who are trying to learn and maintain during the quarantine and keep up their game and learn new tips from the pros like yourself and experts. And it's just definitely a game changer. And for someone that lives in California can attend this camp, just basically waking up in the morning and watching a phone or a computer and practicing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the key, is being able to, really differentiate to, like, take your game to a next level. If you live in North Carolina, most of my camp in North Carolina, most of the kids were from that area, on the East Coast. Kids from California now can learn from Kemba Walker instead of going to his camp in Boston. They don't have to fly across the country, stay overnight, social distance, all that. They can learn for an hour and a half. He's live. He's answering questions and getting everything done live.
It's worldwide, and it reaches a large audience. It's not like a camp you said that's just taking place in North Carolina or Kemba Walker's camp in Boston.
And it comes from me. I used to go to the Luke Carter Second St. John's camp.
Oh, really?
Going to those types. Yeah, I went there. I went to those camps. I went to the Jack Curran basketball camp. Those camps, those were the best camps to ever go to. So I learned a lot of the things I was doing from them.
And what did you learn during the St. John's camp that would help you with the rest of your career, if you could think of anything?
The drill work. All of those station work drills, I did throughout my whole life. Mm-hmm. All of those guest speakers would come in and they would give you all of these different drills. And those are the same drills that I'm looking at. Like, everyone's doing like the 2-ball drills now lately. And they're like, oh, this is so incredible. And I was like, you guys ever heard of like Butch Lewis, who was doing those drills back in like 1970? No. He used to go around camps and do this. This guy was incredible. And, these are the same drills, Pistol Pete and all of those guys were doing back then.
Yeah. Yeah. And where can people sign up for the people that don't know or listening right now?
For parents, kids, or you're still playing rec ball and you want to get a good workout, just go to jetacademycamp.com. Again, that's jetacademycamp.com. Sign up. It'll be the most fun hour and a half, 2 hours that you'd have all summer, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. And Kenny Smith, I do have to tell you this. I'm a huge Knicks fan. I want to ask you, what was it like playing against the Knicks in 1994 and defeating them that year? What was the weakness that you found in them that led you to your title?
It was bittersweet because I was a New Yorker, and I grew up rooting for the Knicks. So for the first time, I was coming to Madison Square Garden, excuse me, and no one would even cheer, not even in the beginning. Usually they go like, and from North Carolina, and everyone was like, yeah, New York, and they'll go for Mark Fisher Malloy and North Carolina, Kenny Smith, and they give you a little. They would not even give you that. I was like, wow, the first time I would ever come to New York and no one likes me. First time in my life. So it was bittersweet. But the sweet outweighed the bitter.
Playing with Hakeem Olajuwon, what was it like playing alongside him? One of the greatest players of all time.
Without question. Most underrated, I think, great player. I think he's the top 10 player of all time. If you put his stats and his accolades against anyone, they're going to measure up. I had a most honorable man I know. His ability to understand the game and read situations instinctively was second to none.
Second to none, as you said it. One of the greatest of all time. I mean, the dream. He'll always be remembered. He'll go down. He's going to go down in history.
Indeed.
Definitely.
I'm going to give you before I go, I'm going to give you my all-time St. John's starting five.
Uh-huh.
This is not because they're the best players. They're just my favorite guy, that I like. So, Mark Jackson, Chris Mullin, Walter Berry, Wayne McCoy, and let me see, and Willie Glass.
Willie Glass.
That's my all-time 5 favorite St. John's players.
Amazing players. And I have one more question for you. Is your colleague and co-host on Inside the NBA, he's also a rapper because I cover hip-hop on my show as well, and I'm a fan of Shaquille O'Neal's music. What's your favorite rap song from Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh, the one he did with Biggie.
You Still Can't Stop the Rain.
Can't Stop the Rain. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Not even close. Not even close. We got lucky with that one.
I know you're probably a big Noreaga fan because he's from Left Rack too.
Oh, I know. Nori played for my AAU team.
Really?
For my brother. Yeah. He played for my brother Vince. Aim High, my AAU team that I just sponsored. So Nori's really close to the Smith household.
And shout out to Nori. Nori's one of the greatest rappers of all time. Kenny Smith, I know you said you had to go. Anything else you'd like to get out on the show here tonight?
No, I'm good. Just everyone stay safe. Again, jetacademycamp.com, virtual basketball training, online, live.
That's right.
Join up and enjoy it.
That's right, Kenny Smith. Thank you again. It was an honor. We'd love to have you again. Even if you're in the area, if we get over this coronavirus, you should come down to the arena if you have time.
For sure. I'm still a St. John's fan, just like I'm a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
No question.
That's right. All right, Kenny Smith, take care and stay safe.
You too.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Thank you for setting this up.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
And there you have it. The legendary Kenny Smith, two-time NBA champion for the Houston Rockets. Inside the NBA, you know him most for as well. The Jet Academy, brand new virtual basketball camp. Make sure you go sign up for that. Follow him on Instagram at Kenny Smith. Follow him on Twitter at the Jet on TNT. Follow me on Instagram at TheRealMax, TheReelMax. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you for tuning in. It was definitely a great interview, and I got to chop it up with the legend, Kenny the Jet Smith. Take care. Stay safe. Good night. We're back on the AM.